whatever
extreme.
child
Let's
they
just
want.
say he's advocating for what he's done.
If he was out there doing it in the same way that Nick Fuentes advocates for what he is advocating for, he would absolutely be an enemy. I mean, and we would absolutely challenge Megyn Kelly for not bringing that up because it's not conservative and
it's hypocrisy.
It doesn't fit in with the conservative movement.
You referenced singular quotes from Nick that he said, and then when it came to the issue of Dave Rubin, you argued in the extreme of he have to go out and advocate and proselytize this particular thing.
That's what Nick's doing.
Nick
is proselytizing.
Nick has.
I've never.
How many times has he praised Hitler?
I've never once seen
How many times has he praised Hitler?
Rubin go on a show and say we need more surrogacy.
How many times has he praised Hitler?
More gay adoptions. I've never seen him do that.
How many times has Nick praised Hitler?
Okay, we have Tim Pool. Man, so a lot of things have happened with Tim Pool. Wasn't invited to AmFest. Some weird beef going on with TPUSA. He says that maybe it's because he said Israel shouldn't have received so much funding or shouldn't receive any funding. And now he's debating Joel Berry, and the topic is Nick Fuentes and America First. Now, watch how heated this gets.
I don't know.
Exactly. And Dave has promoted surrogacy.
At least once.
Indeed, and Dave has at least once promoted surrogacy. So what is the
you
moral
really think Nick Fuentes has only praised Hitler once?
And I don't think,
really
I don't think Dave has only posted about surrogacy once.
I've only seen.
The point is, I believe your morals are fake. You are. I genuinely do. This is the frustration that I have in my voice is not because I'm passionate about one way or the other, or whether Nick did or did not.
Easy examples like Dave Rubin and
easy examples because the point is,
let's talk about
in
Trump.
Trying to understand where your moral lines are. I will talk entirely.
Look at what Trump promoted on his reality shows in Playboy magazine.
I'm not a Christian.
All this stuff. Okay, I am.
Indeed.
And Christians overwhelmingly voted for Trump.
And I think your aversion to Nick Fuentes is based on some clips you've seen for which you are largely ignorant of his larger message, and you've ascribed him this position as an evil nihilist without watching anything he said.
Nick is advocating for it.
For what? For what specifically?
It is not something that he's
for what specifically?
Who he is in his personal
What has he
life.
advocated for?
Are
you going to mention the singular quote from just the other day where he said unite with the left? Let's talk about before that because you've been anti-Nick for a while. Yeah. What has he said that you are against and believe he is a nihilist for all these reasons?
Why are you challenging me on Nick Fuentes? We're all agreed on this. Like we've all seen.
Because I don't think you have an answer.
He says.
Like what?
Yeah, I mean, he's advocated for child brides. He's advocated for he's questioned the Holocaust. He's said Hitler is really cool. He's talked about how we need to deport all the Jews and all the Browns and all the blacks. He is. I mean, I don't watch his show. I've just seen
the point that I was making is that exactly your view of Nick Fuentes.
I've seen enough. Like, why is this so hard?
Well, Donald Trump also called Nazis fine people. Donald Trump called Nazis fine people.
No, he didn't.
Oh, wait, hold on. Because we analyzed further to look at the full context of his messages.
You think that the media is treating Nick Fuentes unfairly the way they treated Donald Trump unfairly?
I think they are treating Nick unfairly for sure.
Oh, come on.
His Spotify podcast got banned.
Donald Trump.
You want to make an argument about what he believes? Make an argument. The argument we're having right now is that Nick shouldn't be allowed to be interviewed by Tucker Carlson, and Tucker is at fault for having talked to him.
Oh no, I think he should be allowed to be interviewed by Tucker Carlson. Why are we talking about this?
Because
he's free to do it. I think it was a softball pansy interview, but I think that he should be free to do it.
And the whole debate here is that Tucker is under fire for having interviewed Nick and is responding to it. And the question we're having is between these factions of no enemies on the right. And my point is, Nick has said certainly many abhorrent things. You've not investigated and don't know for sure, but you've seen clips.
I've seen.
And this is exactly what I was told by liberals.
I've argued
when
with
they came on my show and they say that Donald Trump called Nazis fine people, and I say watch the full video to understand, then condemn him, and they say I've seen enough.
Okay, listen.
This is what I call woke right.
No, come on. I've watched hours of his content. I've interacted with him directly on Twitter. I have interacted directly with his followers. I've interacted with people who used to be in the movement and escaped. I think we've all seen enough. Donald Trump, I mean, everyone saw it, at least everyone on the right saw how he said, find people on both sides, and I'm not talking about the Nazis and KKK.
Indeed. My point is, they
should be condemned.
They deleted Nick from Spotify.
You will never find
banned him from YouTube, banned him from X. And the argument is how I don't care for Nick has said important things. He said nasty things. I completely disagree with him in a lot of these regards, especially the latest comment about uniting with the left.
You agree with me?
The point I'm making is, If the debate is we are looking at a new right phenomenon, a fracturing on the right, I believe that you represent what I call woke right. An example.
Yeah, you're playing the Uno reverse card again.
Absolutely, because you refused to debate Joel Whedon. Oh, I'm sorry, Whedon. When he was here last night and said, I said, let's ask Joel if he would be willing to have you on the show. You said no.
Yeah.
This is characteristic of the cult-like social orthodoxies of the liberals, the order.
Yo, that's crazy. He is getting called out by Tim for refusing to debate him. Yikes. Yikes. Oh man, he looks like a cat. He looks like a straight up bitch right now, running away. I don't think Joel thought that was going to be dropped on his dome, frankly. Where's the camera at? I need to see his reaction right now.
What?
Your unwillingness to have conversations and debates. Hence, the debate we're having is whether or not.
I wasn't prepared to talk with him. I didn't want it to be 3-on-1 because I knew he would be on your guys' side. So I wasn't prepared. I didn't want to get off. I didn't want to get off subject. I was here to talk with Aaron. Woke right? What are you talking about?
So my view of woke right is the same cult-like tendencies. Woke, I define woke by its unique characteristics identified by most people. So when Ben Shapiro comes out and says woke means cultural Marxism or whatever, that's not necessarily true because it doesn't explain blind support for Ukraine aligning or Hassan Piker.
So you define it differently. You define it as a cult-like.
Joel, if you're feeling that struggle session feeling right now, by the way, that's just how we feel when you do the same thing. So if you're not enjoying this label, I agree with you. I do think it's stupid.
And let me define it.
But this is how we feel when you're throwing this stuff around.
When you look at everyone complaining about woke, what is the overarching argument? There was a commercial by Jaguar. Yeah. And it was postmodern art, but nothing in it was ideological. It was just goofy-looking people. Yet it was called woke by everybody.
Yeah.
And so, well, it's certainly not Marxism. These people just were bald with makeup on. Yeah. The issue was, it was the social orthodoxy of the left. It represented that.
Yes.
So when people say woke, you will find the connection between all of these is that people are upset how the left acts like a cult. They say, don't platform that person, don't let them go on your show, you should be ashamed for that, things of that nature, and if you've ever said something wrong in the past, we will condemn you for it.
I don't think it's that the left has acted like a cult. I think it's...
certainly has.
I think the people that... It has, but I don't think that's the major problem people have with it.
So
the major problem people have with it is what the left stands for, the values that they represent.
Yet the overarching complaint, like I pointed out, the Jaguar commercial had nothing to do with values. It was aesthetic.
Oh, it totally had to do with values.
It was postmodern art.
It was a visual representation of all their values.
All values are aesthetic.
Hating the gender binary, hating beauty.
It was just postmodern art.
It was
that stuff exists for a long time. Jackson Pollock painting's been around for a long time. It was hodgepodge of garbled nonsense.
Right. Yeah,
there was nothing articulated in it. My point is,
it was rage against order, rage against God.
It represents the social order of the left.
Right, and the values of the left.
And when you
the anti-God, anti-Christian values of the left.
Now, that's your particular view, but when you then look at Hassan Piker and he's called woke because he's defending blindly Ukraine as a component of their political party, that certainly isn't aligning with Marxist ideology. And so the question then becomes, what is everyone identifying? They're basically just saying woke is the social order of the left, and cancel culture was the representation of wokeness in that fall in line or else. The forced promotion of Netflix making Mrs. Claus a black woman. People saying these things are when they adhere to it for the sake of what the cult wants. Yep. When we look at there was a show that came out. It's based in Chicago in like 1838, and people were pointing out one of the background scenes shows a black man and an Asian woman walking together in Chicago. In fact, two different groups, and they were like, that didn't exist back then. But for the sake of their social order, they've begun doing these things.
Right.
So I look at this. Woke represents typically this cult-like adherence to their orthodoxy, which is amorphous because women in one day, women with a Y the next day. There's no real logic to it. And then
the only logic binding it together is anti-God. They don't care what brand of anti-God it is. It's just
and that doesn't explain Ukraine.
What do you mean?
Why are people who are woke also pro-war in Ukraine, anti-Russia?
They're neocons that are pro-war.
It doesn't explain why Hassan Piker, who's not a neocon, is in favor of us intervening in Ukraine.
Right.
It's because it's just a cult where they adhere to whatever the whims of the murmuration says. So when I
think
see,
there's an element to that, yeah.
I think that's the overarching principle of what defines them, because their ideology changes every other day.
Exactly, and that's why in the beginning of the video, Tim Pool calls him out for saying his morals aren't really real and they're not grounded in anything other than Zionism. Now, he didn't say that directly, but I'll be the one to say that. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one.